Hello whimsically musical friends, and welcome back. In today's video we are talking all things Black History Month. I love doing Black History Month music activities in my classroom. Of course, I love doing this sort of stuff all year round, but especially in February, it's just a really great time to do so. And so today I'm going to share with you 6 of my favorite book lessons to do for Black History Month. I have hundreds of books that I could share with you, but I'm only going to share 6 today, and then I will share more throughout the times. I checked out about 20 books this round in the library so that I could see different books, experiment with new ones, and of course repeat my favorite old ones as well. And so I'm going to show each one of them. I'll talk about what I do with them in my classroom, and then I'll have a link to them down below so that you can get them for yourself and add them to your Black History Month music collection. And with that, let's dive in. Alright, so first on the list is Harlem's Little Blackbird, the story of Florence Mills by Renee Watson and Christian Robinson. And this book is beautiful. So it's all about Florence Mills, which if you don't know, she was born in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and she was part of the Mills Sisters dance troupe, and then she eventually became a singer. It has really beautiful pictures and just shares with them all about her life. She actually didn't live that long. She only lived until she was about 31 because she died of tuberculosis. And so, fun fact, there are no videos of her singing anywhere. You cannot find one. And I've tried and I've looked. So the kids were like, whoa, we can't even listen to her sing. But she had such an impact on the world, and she would disguise herself at hospitals to help give money back to children and beggars. And she just lived this amazing life for such a short life that she led. And she had over 150,000 people at her funeral. And so it's a really great book. And so what I do with it is, since it's all about Harlem's Little Blackbird, I teach about the Harlem Renaissance and her ties to it. I use the song, I've been to Harlem, I've been to Dover. You know, the one that's turn the glasses over. And so it's called I've Been to Harlem. And you can do a cup song to it, which you can do a cup song to it, which I do with my kids. There's a folk dance that goes to it where they promenade around and they have to switch partners. And then there's also, I found this on YouTube, which I really like, is this YouTube video where you have a ball and you have to bounce it so it's socially distanced. So there's all different ways that you can take this one activity, and it's really great to teach low la and low soul for the song. And I have all of that in a resource down below, which I will link. All of these books can actually, the activities I'm going to show you, can all be bought together in my Black History Month Music Literacy Bundle, or you can just buy each activity by themselves if you like one activity over the other. I'll make sure to link that at the end, but I have all of that already packaged and ready to go for you. But this book is really great, and I think your kids are really going to love it. All right, our next book is this one I found through another music teacher 2 years ago. I love this book. Called Crown, an Ode to the Fresh Cut by Derek Barnes. And it's just all about a kid going to the barbershop to get his hair done, and it shows all different sorts, the pictures really are what sell it for me. They're really beautiful pictures, just really awesome, and they show all different types of haircuts, and I really just like the way this book is designed. And the kids like it because, one, it shows them people that look like them, and they really, really like that. And I love it. It says on the back, a fresh cut makes boys fly. So I use this to teach about barbershop quartets because I'll link this article down below. There is an article that shows that barbershop quartets were heavily tied with African American roots. And so I definitely like to teach about that. I show them what a barbershop quartet looks like. I show them an old modern one, and then one from popular times now. And then we also, it's great to use with the song Skip to the Barbershop. And I use that to teach my younger kids how to skip. And we use all different sorts of locomotor movements. So we'll skip one time, we'll hop, we'll swim, we'll crawl, we'll jog, so that they're getting to use all of those different locomotor movements around the classroom. So this is one that I use with my younger students. And as I mentioned before, I'll have the link to that activity down below. But definitely encourage this one. Up next is Little Melba and Her Big Trombone by Catherine Russell Brown. And this one talks all about the story of Melba Liston, which if you don't know who she is, she was an extraordinary trombonist in the early 19th century. And these pictures also are really beautiful. I mean, literally all of these books have beautiful pictures, but I just love how it tells the whole story of Melba and how she got her start on trombone because she's so little, and trombones are so big, and it just goes all the way from her childhood to her performing into adulthood. And this one really lends itself well to teaching about the brass family. So I have a slide where I break it down and I show them first what a brass instrument is, how they're actually made. I have this cool video of the trumpet being made. Then I show them how you have to buzz your lips to make the sound. And then we go through each instrument. I only teach about the 5 main ones. So trumpet, trombone, tuba, French horn, and baritone. I know there's like cornet and there's flugelhorn and like all those others, but I don't really teach about those because those ones just aren't as common, and when they go into band, they're not just going to start on those. So I just do the ones that like they would traditionally see, and then they get to experience each of those and see videos about them and get to see all of them, and that way they can see where the trombone, what family it's in. And so this one is super cute. I use this one with grades 2 and 3. You could use it with 4 and 5 as well, but I use it with my intermediate grades. And so this is another great one to use in your classroom. All right, next one is Max Found 2 Sticks. And so in this one, it's all about little kid Max, and he doesn't feel like talking to anyone, and he just wants to watch, you know, everything around him. And then he starts seeing all of this music just coming to life around him until the very end of the book where, let me get it, one of the drummers gives him his own set of drumsticks, and he's really into music at the end of it. So this is a great little story. I love this book. So I use this with my younger babies, typically K and 1, and sometimes I use it to introduce ta and TT, so our quarter and eighth note pattern. Sometimes I just use it to reinforce it depending on where they're at. But all of the sounds in this book I've turned into 4-measure pattern, or not 4-measure, 4-beat patterns, but it'll say stuff like pat, pat, tat, or tap, 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 or ding, dong, ding, or dum, dum, de dum. So I took all of those, and we first do body percussion to all of them. And so I'll add like different body percussion, like with our hands, our knees, our feet, all of that. And then we'll take those same patterns and we'll try them out on drumsticks, of course. And then we'll finalize them with tas, TTs, and rests. So I have slides for all of that, of course. I'll link it down below. But this is just a really cute one to use with your students and get them really practicing those quarter and eighth note rhythms, because you can totally turn all of those sounds into 4-beat patterns. Okay, the last one, I don't have the exact book I use, but this is another book that you could use, but it's a little bit longer. So this is Skit Skat Raggedy Cat about Ella Fitzgerald, but I use just the book called Ella Queen of Jazz, because this one, while I like it, is just a little too wordy. Like, I would have to do probably 2 or 3 days of reading this, and I just don't feel like I would spend that much time on just Ella Fitzgerald alone. So I would recommend Ella Queen of Jazz, and that's actually what my lesson is on that book. But the point of it is that they're learning about Ella Fitzgerald. And so then at the end of it, I include slides for T. Ticka, because she got popular singing the song A Tisket a Tasket, which is also kind of like Kitty Kitty Casket. So they end up comparing the two. So I use this with my older kids, 3 through 5, and they end up comparing the 2 songs to see how they sound the same and how they're different. And then they play the folk song game for Kitty Kitty Casket. So I have slides for T. Ticka if you want to introduce them to that. And then I also have my Ella Fitzgerald virtual music field trip, where they get to go through a day in the life, but it's really just like her whole life, and they get to see like the highlights and the low points of like what happened in her career. And of course they get to see video clips at the different stages. Like, I included a video of her performing her first music video, A Tisket a Tasket. I have a video of her last performance ever, right before she had to stop singing because she had some medical issues. And so that's really exciting to see as well. And then they get to do an instrument activity to A Tisket a Tasket at the end of that. So I love learning and teaching about Ella Fitzgerald, and I think teaching about musicians is super important, and so this is definitely a great way to do so. All right, last book I don't have with me because that's the only book that I actually already had, and so I left it at my school, so I will just put a little picture of it right here, but it's Charlie Parker Played Bebop. And in that one, it's all about the story of Charlie Parker, the famous saxophonist, and it just talks about like how he played jazz and all the things, how he helped found like bebop, and has all these different weird sounds in it for scatting, like shoo-be-doo, shoo-be-doo, a rooty-tooty, reedy-teety, all these different sounds. And so what I really like about it is someone made a music video version to it. And so in my activity, I will first show them the brain pop video of like jazz in general, because it's about 5 minutes long and I love brain pop. And then I'll read the story to them, and then they'll watch the fun video and they get to sing along to the different scatting activities with them. And then we end with the song Scat Like That, which is by Greg and Steve, where it's literally just like them scatting and then them echoing after. And so they get to learn what scatting is. And it's super cute to see kinder and first grade scatting, because I use this one with my younger kids. And then I also added a listening glyph for Charlie Parker. So they get to color in his, his body and his saxophone and all of that, but they have to listen to the music to do it. Like if they think it's a fast song, they'll color it yellow. If they think it's a slow song, they'll color it blue. It just depends on what it is. And we do it to his popular song, Donna Lee, which is one of his most popular saxophone songs. So that's another great activity that you can do to start introducing listening for your kindergarten and first grade babies to Charlie Parker Played Bebop. And with that, that's all I have for you on my 6 favorite books that I love to use currently for Black History Month with my students. Of course, like I said, I have tons more books, like literally tons more books right there, and I will share them all soon. I don't want to give them all away in this one video. Of course, we have future videos that you can come back to. But if you enjoyed any of those book activities and you're wanting to get them, I will link all of the resources down below for you. It'd be better if you just get them all in the giant bundle, which will be perfect for you, and you'll be set for your Black History Month to use books in the music classroom. If you liked this video, I would love if you would hit subscribe and follow along so that you can see when new videos are uploaded. And if you hit that little bell notification as well, it'll let you know. We post every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a new musical video. Now, with that, I'm going to get going because this is my batch recording time. So if you see this shirt in a lot of future videos, it's because batching is the way to go. But hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.